Welcome back to our channel. Today is Wednesday. Oh, an absolute beautiful day to grab a massive cup of coffee, sit down, and unpack the sheer unadulterated madness that just went down in Port Charles. I'm still shaking from that episode. So let's just dive right into the deep end together. I literally cannot breathe right now. I am typing this at 2:00 a.m. because I just finished watching the latest episode, and my brain is completely short-circuiting. I cannot believe they actually did that. I mean, we all knew Christina's exit was going to be emotional because Kate Mancy's leaving, but this is next-level classic unhinged general hospital drama, and I'm both furious and absolutely obsessed. Are you kidding me right now? I've been watching this show since the 90s, and I swear, just when I think I have these writers figured out, they pull the rug right out from under me and leave me screaming at my television screen. Let's set the stage because the cinematography and the mood alone were giving me absolute chills. Spoon Island, late at night, the fog rolling in like it's some kind of gothic horror movie, and there's Christina standing there looking like she carries the weight of the entire universe on her shoulders waiting for Sunny. Just the fact that she summoned the mob boss of Port Charles to Spoon Island of all places, where Jen Sitwell's goons are practically crawling out of the woodwork, and Windermere is a literal war zone, told me this wasn't going to be normal goodbye. Dad, I'm going to California conversation. You could cut the tension with a knife. And then she just drops it. She drops the absolute biggest, most earth-shattering nuclear bomb on Sunny and on all of us sitting on our couches. The baby didn't die. The Sergi baby is alive. I screamed. I threw my remote at the couch and had to pause the episode to pace around my living room. For 2 whole years, we have watched this family absolutely drown in grief over the tragic accident that supposedly took the life of the baby Christina was caring for Molly and TJ. We watched them mourn. We watched them tear each other apart. And now she tells us it was a lie. Christina was standing there in tears, completely breaking down, confessing that she found clues indicating there was a baby swap at the hospital that night. A baby swap. It makes me sick to my stomach, but in that good soapy way where you just know the payoff is going to be insane. Because suddenly the most ridiculous plot hole of the entire year actually makes perfect sense. Am I the only one who was laughing hysterically when Christina randomly announced she got into UCLA medical school? Like, I love my girl, but she is a college dropout who suddenly aced the MCATs while grieving. We were all dragging the writers on Twitter for that. We thought they just spun a wheel of random exit storylines because Kate Mancy didn't renew her contract. But no, it was a cover. She's not just going to med school to find herself or honor the dead baby. She's going on a full-blown undercover espionage mission, and I am so here for it. Christina reveals to Sunny that the real reason she chose to study medicine at UCLA is to infiltrate the system. She needs to access top-secret, highly classified medical records that are locked behind miles of red tape. And the only people who get access to those archives, the top-tier medical interns. She is going deep cover. I mean, it's completely unbelievable. It requires a massive suspension of disbelief, but I do not even care. She's going to study her way into the restricted files to track down her biological daughter. It's giving me total Jason Bourne vibes, but with textbooks and scrubs. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the real monster in the room, Jen Sidwell. Christina has pieced together clues that point straight to this absolute psychopath orchestrating the baby swap. WHY? Why would Sidwell care about Christina's baby? Does it have to do with his weird obsession with deception? These inside shipments, or is it pure leverage against Sunny? I have so many questions and my head is spinning. Sidwell is already terrorizing the entire town. He's blackmailing Laura and Sunny. He has Pascal taunting poor Jocelyn in the Windermere subbasement while she plots her escape with Anna's old makeshift weapons. He's hunting down Britt and Rocco, who are on the run, and now we find out he's a baby snatcher, too. The man is a menace. And tying him to the deepest trauma of the Davis Corinthos family is a stroke of evil genius by the writers. Can we please talk about Maurice Benard's acting in this scene? Give the man another Emmy right now. I'm completely serious. The way Sunny's face completely crumbled, then hardened into pure unadulterated mob boss rage. He went from a grieving father trying to support his daughter's new dream to a grandfather realizing his flesh and blood is out there somewhere stolen by his worst enemy. You could see the exact second his brain processed the words. He has a missing grandchild. A Corinthos Davis heir is out there in the wind. So now Sonny is trapped in this impossible, gut-wrenching dilemma. Does he let his daughter, his civilian non-mob daughter, walk into the lion's den in Los Angeles to play spy? Or does he force her to stay in Port Charles so they can tag team Jen Sidwell and rip the truth out of him right here and now? If he lets her go, she's completely unprotected on the West Coast. If he makes her stay, Sidwell might realize they know the truth and disappear the baby forever. It is the ultimate catch-22, and I was biting my nails down to the quick watching them argue about it because let's be real. Whenever a Corinthos kid tries to handle things on their own, it ends in total disaster. Remember Michael's whole prison ordeal? Remember Morgan? Sonny knows the cost of this life better than anyone. He knows that if Sidwell catches wind of Christina poking around those restricted files in LA, she's as good as dead. But Christina was standing there with so much fire in her eyes. She is a Davis woman through and through, and she is not backing down. She is doing this for Molly, for TJ, and for herself. This whole thing is giving me massive flashbacks to the classic GH baby swaps. Remember when Nell swapped her baby with Brad and Lucas's? We suffered through almost 2 years of wily drama before the truth finally came out. It's a soap opera staple, but tying it to an international criminal syndicate leader like Sidwell instead of just a crazy townie makes the stakes so much higher. This isn't just about a forged birth certificate. This is about a highly coordinated, funded, and dangerous enemy who has eyes everywhere. I know some people are loving this twist, but personally, part of me is terrified they're going to drag this out for 5 years. The forums are already completely divided. Half the fans are screaming that Molly and TJ deserve to know immediately. The other half is saying Christina is absolutely right to keep it a secret until she has solid, undeniable proof. Because imagine giving them false hope after they've already grieved. I'm kind of torn, honestly. If Molly finds out Christina knew the baby was alive and didn't tell her, it is going to permanently destroy their sisterhood. And we haven't even talked about Alexis. Oh my God, poor Alexis. She's still barely functioning after losing Sam McCall last October. The Davis family is in absolute tatters. If Alexis finds out that Christina is not just moving away to heal, but actively hunting a dangerous criminal's paper trail to find a dead baby, Alexis might actually lose her mind. She's already dealing with Ava and Ethan's messy art gallery, drama in Manhattan, and trying to track down Delilah's past. She cannot handle this right now. She just can't. So, what's going to happen? Here is my official prediction, and you guys can hold me to this in the comments. Kate Mansi is exiting the show. We know that. For a real-world fact. So, Christina is getting on that plane to Los Angeles. Sonny's going to let her go because he knows he can't stop her. But he's going to secretly have Brick or Spinelli shadow her digital footprint to keep her safe. Christina is going to disappear off-screen into medical school, and we are going to get a massive, explosive return storyline in like 2 or 3 years. She's going to walk back into Bobby's diner, holding a toddler right when Molly and TJ have finally moved on or adopted. It is going to be the mother of all Sweep's week reveals. But until then, Sonny is going to be a man on fire here in Port Charles. He's going to make it his absolute life's mission to destroy Nell Sidwell. Not just for the blackmail, not just for the Windermere hostage situation with Jocelyn, but for stealing his grandchild. Sidwell has officially poked the bear, and I cannot wait to watch Sonny burn his entire empire to the ground. I am just so emotionally exhausted, but so hyped.